Whispers in the dark. In the hushed town of Willow Creek, a strange unease hung in the air, especially among the teenagers. They spoke in hushed tones about the mysteries swirling in the corners of the internet, about the creatures that roamed through the dark alleys of their minds, lurking in the shadows just beyond reality. Among the most notorious was a being known simply as the Slender Man. Tall and faceless, he was said to be a manipulator of shadows, stealing away unsuspecting children and drawing people into his unnerving world of nightmares. 17-year-old Mara was captivated by these stories, perhaps too much for comfort. An avid consumer of horror, from movies to web series, she often gathered her friends on Friday nights for a creepy marathon. The thrill was delicious, the way goosebumps raised on their skin and hearts raced during the story about Slender Man and other online horrors. One night, while they sprawled on her living room floor, popcorn dusting the carpet, Caleb, the self-proclaimed king of creepypasta, made a new proposal. "Let's see who can summon a creepypasta figure tonight. The first one to get a response wins. Loser buys pizza next week." Laughter erupted, but Mara's curiosity twisted within her. They gathered candles and set the room into a flickering glow, each friend casting nervous glances at one another. Caleb led the group in a chant, repeating the words, "Slender Man," until the air grew thick with tension. With a final drawn-out plea, Mara noticed a ripple across the candle's flames, as if a gust of wind swept through the room, though no window was open. The laughter waned, replaced by an eerie silence that enveloped them like a fog. "Did you see that?" asked Lily, her voice trembling. "I think we should stop." "Just a trick of the light," Caleb chuckled, although his bravado faded slightly. The group dismissed their unease, shrugging off the row of chills creeping down their spines. The night wore on, but Mara couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, that something had stirred in the dark. Days passed, and the unsettling sensation lingered. Mara began experiencing restless nights filled with haunting whispers, as if the darkness itself was beckoning her. It was a melody of indistinguishable voices, chanting her name. Frustrated, she pushed the phenomena aside, attributing it to late-night horror binges. But things took a darker turn. On a long, dreary Tuesday, she received a message from her friend, Lily. "You won't believe what I just saw. I think I saw him in the woods." The woods. It was a place they often visited, filled with stories of kids getting lost, echoes of laughter from long ago gathering. That evening, curiosity gnawed at Mara until she decided to confront Lily's claim. Maybe she could disprove the tales once and for all. Armed with just a flashlight, she ventured into the thick forest at the edge of town. Shadows danced before her as the moonlight struggled to pierce the towering trees. Heart racing, Mara navigated towards the clearing, which was notorious for creepy stories swirling in whispered conversations. The air turned still, and she could feel an otherworldly pressure pressing down around her. "Lily?" she called out, but the only response was an echo. Suddenly, she heard it, the whispers. This time, they were clearer, more pronounced, and unmistakably chilling. Mara froze. "It's just the wind," she rationalized, until she thought she caught a glimpse of something flickering between the trees. A tall figure, impossibly thin, with limbs bending at unnatural angles. Panic surged within her as she turned and ran, the whispers now a resounding cacophony, echoing in her mind. Then she stumbled, crashing down on the forest floor. Panic-stricken, she glanced back as the figure emerged from the shadows. It was taller than any tree, and as it stepped forward, the darkness seemed to peel away, revealing an unsettlingly featureless face, deep engraved with shadows. She scrambled back, screaming, but her voice was swallowed by the night. The figure towered over her, its presence both overwhelming and oddly magnetic. Mara's instincts screamed to flee, yet something deep within her felt drawn toward its emptiness. "Join us," it seemed to whisper, a sound that thrummed in her bones, an invitation wrapped in malice. Memories of the summoning flashed before her eyes, the laughter of her friends faded into distant echoes. Images of their wide-eyed expressions, now punctured by fear, flickered like the dying flame of a candle. With a spirit rooted in dread, Mara summoned all her strength and turned on her heels, forcing her legs to propel her forward. She broke through the boundary of trees into the familiar trail leading home. Adrenaline coursing through her veins kept the darkness at bay, but the echoes of the whispers chased her all the way to her door. She slammed it shut, bolting it before she fell to the floor. Heart-hammering, she felt relief wash over her, but it was short-lived. The whispers had followed her, nestling at the edges of her mind. All night, they whispered promises of understanding, of belonging, of power. Days later, they found her, in the woods, where the shadows ran deep, smiling up at the towering figure that loomed behind her. She joined the darkness, another victim claimed by the tales woven in pixels and whispers, leaving only the shimmering echoes of laughter behind, ringing eerily through the trees. And in Willow Creek, the tales continued, spreading, wriggling through screens, calling to others just like her.